Our topic today is strategic management. In this chapter, we will discuss the following subjects: strategic positioning and levels of strategy. Levels of strategy. Does strategic management work for small as well as large firms? Okay. Strategic positioning and its principles. Strategic positioning refers to the way a company positions itself in the market to create a unique and valuable position that sets it apart from competitors. The three key elements of strategic positioning are unique and valuable position. A. Few needs, many customers. This strategic position involves identifying and serving the specific needs of a large customer base. For example, Jiffy Lube focuses solely on providing lubricants but caters to a wide range of customers with different types of motor vehicles. B. Broad needs, few customers. This strategy entails serving the diverse and comprehensive needs of a select group of customers. An example is Bessemer Trust, which offers wealth management and investment advisory services exclusively to high net worth clients. C. Broad needs, many customers. This approach involves meeting the broad needs of a large customer base. Like Carmike Cinemas operates in cities with populations under 200,000, serving the movie-watching needs of a wide range of customers, requires trade-offs. Strategic positioning necessitates making choices about what strategies to pursue and what strategies to forego. Neutrogena soap, for instance, positions itself more as a medicinal product than a cleansing agent, sacrificing sales based on deodorizing and some manufacturing efficiencies. We have also fit. Fit refers to the alignment and synergy between a company's activities to reinforce its strategic position. Vanguard Group, a mutual fund company, follows a low-cost strategy by aligning all its activities accordingly. It distributes funds directly to consumers, minimizes portfolio turnover, and ensures all aspects of its operations support the low-cost approach. By carefully selecting a unique strategic position, making trade-offs, and striving for internal fit, a company can create a competitive advantage and differentiate itself in the market. As you see, there are three levels of strategy: corporate level strategy, business level strategy, and functional level strategy. Corporate level strategy is concerned with the overall direction and scope of an organization. It focuses on decisions and actions that affect the organization as a whole rather than individual business units or departments. Executives at the top level of management, often referred to as the C-suite, e.g., CEO, CFO, are responsible for formulating and implementing corporate-level strategies. This involves making decisions about the organization's portfolio of businesses, resource allocation, mergers and acquisitions, diversification, and overall strategic direction. Business-level strategy is concerned with how a company competes within a specific business unit or product/service line. It involves making decisions and taking actions to gain a competitive advantage in the market, create value for customers, and achieve business objectives. Managers at the business level are responsible for implementing decisions made at the corporate level. They focus on issues such as market positioning, pricing strategies, product differentiation, and marketing initiatives specific to their business unit. Functional level strategy is developed and implemented by managers in key functional departments or units within a business. These functional areas can include marketing, finance, operations, human resources, and others. Functional level strategies are more tactical in nature, and aim to support the overall business and corporate level strategies. Functional managers focus on the specific activities and initiatives within their functional area to optimize performance, achieve operational efficiency, and contribute to the broader business objectives. Now, the question we need to answer is, does strategic management work for small as well as large firms? The answer is yes. Strategic management can be beneficial for both small and large firms. While strategic management is often associated with larger corporations, it can also greatly impact the performance and success of small businesses. Research and evidence have shown that the use of strategic management techniques and processes is positively correlated with increased performance in small businesses. Strategic management helps small businesses in several ways. Clear direction and focus. Strategic management enables small businesses to define their vision, mission, and goals. It helps them identify their target market, competitive advantages, and key value propositions. This clarity of direction allows small businesses to focus their efforts and resources on achieving their objectives. Competitive advantage. Small businesses face intense competition, and strategic management helps them develop and sustain a competitive advantage. By analyzing the market, understanding customer needs, and differentiating themselves from competitors, small businesses can carve out a unique position and attract customers. Adaptation to change. Strategic management involves continuously monitoring the business environment and making adjustments as needed. Small businesses operate in dynamic markets, and strategic management helps them anticipate and respond to changes in customer preferences, technology, regulations, and other factors. It enables small businesses to be agile and adapt to evolving circumstances. Resource allocation. Strategic management helps small businesses allocate their limited resources effectively. By identifying priorities, assessing risks, and making informed decisions, small businesses can optimize their resource allocation and achieve maximum impact with their available resources. Despite the benefits, it is true that many small business owners do not engage in strategic planning. This could be due to various factors such as time constraints, lack of awareness, or a belief that strategic management is only relevant for larger organizations. However, it is important for small business owners to recognize the value of strategic management and invest time and effort in developing and implementing strategic plans. Engaging in strategic planning can provide small businesses with a competitive edge and contribute to their long-term success. As you can see, this figure illustrates the strategic management process. The process consists of 5 steps. I will explain each step. 1. Establishing the mission, vision, and values statement. The first step in strategic management is to establish the mission, vision, and values statements for the organization. The mission statement defines the purpose or reason for the organization's existence. It communicates what the organization does and who it serves. The vision statement outlines the desired future state of the organization and provides a sense of direction. It describes what the organization aims to achieve in the long term. The values statement articulates the core principles and beliefs that guide the behavior and decision-making within the organization. Involving employees in the development of mission statements has been shown to improve financial performance as their input increases engagement and alignment with organizational goals. 2. Assessing the current reality. The second step is to conduct a current reality assessment or organizational assessment. This involves evaluating the organization's internal and external environment to determine its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It helps identify what is working well and what areas need improvement. The assessment helps in understanding the organization's resources, capabilities, competitive position, and market dynamics. By gaining insights into the current reality, organizations can identify areas for improvement and make informed decisions about strategic priorities. 3. Formulating corporate, business, and functional strategies. After understanding the current reality, the next step is to formulate strategies at different levels. The corporate strategy translates the mission and vision statements into a high-level plan that guides the organization as a whole. It outlines how the organization's mission will be accomplished and sets the direction for business units and functional departments. Business strategies are developed for individual business units or product lines. They define how the unit will compete in the market and achieve its objectives. Functional strategies are specific to key functional departments or units such as marketing, finance, operations, and human resources. They align the activities of each function with the overall strategy of the organization. 4. Strategic implementation. Once strategies are formulated, the focus shifts to strategy implementation. This involves executing the strategic plans and initiatives. It requires aligning resources, roles, responsibilities, and processes to achieve the strategic objectives. Effective strategic implementation involves clear communication, coordination, and monitoring of progress. It is essential to ensure that the strategic plans are translated into actionable steps at lower levels of the organization. Last one is maintaining strategic control. Strategic control is the process of monitoring the execution of strategies and making adjustments if necessary. It involves establishing control systems to track progress, measure performance, and identify deviations from the planned direction. By regularly monitoring strategic implementation and collecting feedback, managers can identify issues or changes in the internal or external environment that may require adjustments to the strategy. Prompt corrective actions can be taken to keep the strategic plans on track and ensure they remain aligned with organizational goals. In assessing the current reality, you can use different methods, like SWOT analysis, using VRIO to assess competitive potential, value, rarity, imitability, and organization. Forecasting, predicting the future. Benchmarking, comparing the best. We will talk about each method in the next slides. SWOT analysis means environmental scanning. It is the process of gathering information about events and their relationships within an organization's internal and external environments. The basic purpose of environmental scanning is to help management determine the future direction of the organization. Therefore, the SWOT analysis is divided into two parts: the analysis of the internal environment, strengths and weaknesses, and the analysis of the external environment, opportunities and threats. The internal environment analysis focuses on identifying the strengths and weaknesses of the organization. Strengths refer to the skills, capabilities, and resources that give the organization a competitive advantage and enable it to execute strategies effectively. These strengths can include factors such as a strong brand reputation, skilled workforce, advanced technology, or efficient processes. Weaknesses on the other hand, are the internal factors that hinder the organization's ability to execute strategies and achieve its objectives. These weaknesses may include lack of resources, outdated technology, poor internal communication, or limited expertise in certain areas. The external environment analysis examines the opportunities and threats that exist in the external business environment. Opportunities are external factors that the organization can leverage to its advantage. These can include emerging market trends, new technologies, changes in regulations, or gaps in the competition that the organization can exploit. Threats, on the other hand, are external factors that pose challenges or risks to the organization's success. These threats can come from competitors, changing customer preferences, economic factors, or industry disruptions. As for the frequency of conducting a SWOT analysis, it is recommended to do it frequently, especially in today's competitive environment. A recent study suggests that organizations should compare their internal and external environments every 18 months or less. This allows organizations to stay updated on changes in the business landscape, adapt their strategies accordingly, and capitalize on emerging opportunities while mitigating potential threats. By conducting regular SWOT analyses, organizations can gain valuable insights into their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This information can then be used to inform strategic decision-making, identify areas for improvement, and develop strategies that leverage strengths and capitalize on opportunities while addressing weaknesses and mitigating threats. Also, we have VRIO to assess competitive potential. VRIO is framework for analyzing resources or capabilities in terms of their competitive strategic potential. The framework involves evaluating the resource or capability based on 4 key questions: value, rarity, imitability, and organization. Value. This question assesses whether the resource or capability allows a firm to exploit opportunities or neutralize threats. If the answer is yes, indicating that it provides a competitive advantage, the resource is considered valuable. If the answer is no, the firm may be at a competitive disadvantage. Rarity. This question examines whether the resource or capability is controlled by a few firms or if it is unique to the firm. If the resource or capability is rare or controlled by only a few firms, it can provide the firm with at least a temporary competitive advantage. If several competing firms possess the resource or capability, the firm is considered to have equal competitive advantage, as it is on par with its competitors. Imitability. This question focuses on whether other firms can easily replicate or imitate the resource or capability. If the resource or capability is costly or difficult for other firms to imitate, it can provide a sustainable competitive advantage. However, if other firms can easily enter the market or replicate the resource without much expense, the competitive advantage may be only temporary. Organization. This question considers whether the firm is organized and equipped to effectively exploit the identified resource or capability. Organizational factors such as structure, culture, control systems, employee policies, and financing play a role in leveraging and maximizing the potential of the resource. If the firm has the necessary organizational elements in place, and the answers to the previous 3 questions, value, rarity, and imitability, are affirmative, it suggests that the firm has the competitive potential to move forward. If the firm lacks the necessary organizational elements, it may only have a temporary competitive advantage. By evaluating resources or capabilities using the VRIO framework, organizations can gain insights into their competitive strengths and weaknesses. This analysis helps identify resources or capabilities that provide a sustainable competitive advantage and guides strategic decision-making, resource allocation, and capability development efforts. Okay, now we have forecasting and its importance in planning. Forecasting involves envisioning or projecting future outcomes, and while accuracy decreases as the time horizon extends, it remains a crucial aspect of decision-making. Research suggests that considering multiple perspectives leads to better predictions compared to relying on a single viewpoint. Trend analysis is a method of forecasting that involves extending a past series of events into the future. It assumes that the current situation can be projected forward, assuming no significant changes occur. By examining historical patterns and trends, managers can make predictions about future developments. On the other hand, contingency planning, also known as scenario analysis, involves predicting alternative futures. It acknowledges that companies are susceptible to unexpected changes in their environment that may render their current strategies ineffective. To prepare for such uncertainties, managers create multiple hypothetical scenarios and develop alternative plans for each. When faced with a specific situation, they can then select the most appropriate plan from the ones previously developed. Both trend analysis and contingency planning are valuable techniques for anticipating and preparing for the future. They enable managers to consider different possibilities and develop strategies that are adaptable to various scenarios. By doing so, organizations can enhance their resilience and make informed decisions even in the face of uncertainty. There are three overall types of corporate strategy: growth strategy, stability strategy, and defensive strategy. I will provide an explanation for each. Growth strategy. Growth strategy focuses on expanding various aspects of a business, such as sales revenues, market share, customer base, or product/service offerings. The goal is to increase the organization's size, profitability, and influence in the market. Growth strategies can involve different approaches, including innovation, entering new markets or segments, mergers and acquisitions, strategic partnerships, and product diversification. The key idea is to actively pursue opportunities for expansion and capitalize on them to achieve long-term success. Stability strategy. A stability strategy, sometimes referred to as a status quo strategy, involves maintaining the current operations and avoiding significant changes. This approach is appropriate when the organization believes that its current position in the market is satisfactory and there may be limited growth opportunities or external pressures for change. The focus is on ensuring operational efficiency, maximizing profitability from existing products or services, and maintaining a steady market presence. Stability strategies are often employed when the market is relatively stable and the organization aims to consolidate its position rather than pursue aggressive growth. Defensive strategy. A defensive strategy, also known as a retrenchment strategy, is adopted when an organization faces challenges or threats that require reduction in its efforts or resources. This strategy is typically implemented in response to declining market conditions, financial difficulties, or intense competition. Defensive strategies may involve cost-cutting measures, downsizing, divestment of non-core assets or business units, restructuring, or focusing on core competencies. The objective is to stabilize the organization, improve its financial position, and streamline operations to overcome challenges and regain competitiveness. It's important to note that these strategies are not mutually exclusive, and organizations may employ different strategies simultaneously or transition between them based on changing circumstances, market dynamics, and strategic goals. Lululemon, a Canadian apparel company, serves as an example of a successful growth strategy. Initially established as a yoga-inspired women's clothing line, Lululemon expanded its target market to include men's clothing based on feedback from various stakeholders, including guests, ambassadors, and elite athletes. This strategic decision to appeal to men has yielded positive results for the company. In 2018, approximately 20% of Lululemon's sales, amounting to $3.3 billion, came from men's clothing. Moreover, the sales of men's clothing continued to grow by over 30% in 2019. The company has set a target to double its men's business by the end of 2023, indicating their commitment to further expansion and capitalizing on the growing demand in this market segment. The success of Lululemon's growth strategy is reflected in its stock performance, with its stock price surging by 91% in 2019. This increase demonstrates the market's positive reception to the company's strategic decisions and its ability to generate significant sales and profits. Okay. The BCG matrix, also known as the Boston Consulting Group matrix, is a strategic tool used to evaluate and analyze different business units within a company based on their business growth rates and market share. It provides a framework for categorizing these units into 4 quadrants: stars, question marks, also known as problem children, cash cows, and dogs. 1. Stars. Stars represent business units that have high market share in a rapidly growing market. These units are considered highly desirable because they possess the potential for high growth and profitability. They require substantial investment to maintain their growth trajectory and market leadership. 2. Question marks, problem children. Question marks are business units with low market share in a high-growth market. These units have the potential for growth, but they require additional resources and strategic decisions to determine whether they can become stars or eventually decline and become dogs. They are characterized by uncertainty and the need for careful evaluation and investment. 3. Cash cows. Cash cows are business units with high market share in a low-growth market. While these units may not have significant growth potential, they generate substantial cash flow and profits. Cash cows are considered stable and can provide resources to invest in stars or question marks. 4. Dogs. Dogs represent business units with low market share in a low-growth market. These units have limited growth potential and may not generate significant profits. Dogs are typically candidates for divestment or restructuring to minimize losses and reallocate resources to more promising units. The BCG matrix helps companies assess their portfolio of business units and make strategic decisions regarding resource allocation, investment, and divestment. By categorizing units into these 4 quadrants, companies can prioritize their investments, focus on growth opportunities, and manage the overall balance and performance of their business portfolio. However, it's important to note that the BCG matrix is a simplified model and should be used in conjunction with other strategic analysis tools for comprehensive decision-making. The last topic we need to talk about today is the diversification strategy and its different forms. Diversification strategy. Diversification is a corporate strategy that involves entering new lines of business or industries. It aims to expand a company's revenue streams, reduce risk by diversifying its portfolio, and capitalize on opportunities in different markets. Diversification can be achieved through various approaches, including mergers and acquisitions, strategic partnerships, or internal development of new business units. Related diversification. Related diversification occurs when a company expands into new businesses that are closely related to its existing business portfolio. This strategy leverages synergies and shared resources between the new and existing businesses. For example, Amazon's acquisition of Whole Foods represents related diversification as it expanded the company's presence in the grocery retail industry, which is related to its core e-commerce business. Unrelated diversification. Unrelated diversification, also known as conglomerate diversification, happens when a company enters a completely unrelated business or industry. This strategy involves acquiring businesses that have no direct connection or synergy with the existing business portfolio. The goal is to spread risk and explore opportunities in new markets. An example of unrelated diversification is a technology company acquiring a chain of restaurants. Vertical integration. Vertical integration is another form of diversification strategy where a company expands into businesses that are either upstream, suppliers, or downstream, distribution and sales of its current operations. This strategy aims to gain better control over the supply chain, improve efficiency, reduce costs, and enhance competitiveness. Backward integration involves acquiring suppliers or producers of raw materials, while forward integration involves acquiring distribution channels or retailers. An example is a car manufacturer acquiring a tire manufacturing company for backward integration, or acquiring a chain of dealerships for forward integration. Each form of diversification strategy has its own benefits and considerations. Companies pursue diversification to capitalize on growth opportunities, reduce dependence on a single market, leverage synergies, and enhance their competitive position. However, diversification also poses risks such as integration challenges, unfamiliarity with new industries, and potential dilution of focus and resources. Therefore, careful analysis, strategic planning, and effective execution are crucial for successful diversification initiatives.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to channel.